Honorable Mr. Justice Gopala Gowda, Mr. P.K. Lahiri, Mr. R.M. Malla, and other honorable speakers, faculty members, dear students, guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Jaipuria Group, I welcome Mr. Justice Gowda, Mr. Lahiri, Mr. Malla for sparing their valuable time to come to this conference to share their views and experiences about ethics and values in professional life. I also welcome guests, delegates and faculty members and students to this conference. I am very happy that Jaipuria Institute of Management Studies has organized this conference on ethics and values in Indian society at a time when Indian society is witnessing street demonstrations on moral and ethical issues. People are coming on the roads, shouting slogans against crime, corruption, and moral depravity. We have recently witnessed several such public outbursts against moral turpitude of high people at high places. It is high time that professionals from different fields, academicians, as well as industry leaders discuss issues related to ethics and values as well as present-day challenges in the practice of ethics. I would like to thank the organizers to have given me an opportunity to be here and tell you one of the themes of the conference. I would like to speak on ethical conduct and business growth, and would in particular focus on the correlation between ethical conduct and success in business. I am a businessman, and for me, the most important question related to ethics and values is, how can I make my business profitable by being ethical? As India is one of the fastest growing economies of the world, with a growing number of corporate houses engaged in maximizing profits, managing ethically the intersection of business needs with wider societal concerns is a great challenge for the Indian businesses. This requires socially acceptable ethical frameworks which take care of intersection between profit concerns and ethical concerns. I am sure that this conference will serve its purpose if we are able to examine how best we can achieve that. So the question that we need to ask ourselves when we discuss ethics and values in business in particular and in Indian society in general is whether ethical behavior is just a desirable social behavior, or is it something that is related to professional as well as personal success in business or otherwise. Before I answer this important question and share my views on such an important topic with such an august gathering, I would like to begin with a personal note. It was April 13th, 1978, a day I will never forget in my life because it changed everything for me. I have seen tough times in my life, but 1978 had been a very tough year for me. I was 44 years of age when life suddenly changed for me. Since all our industries, consisting of textile mills, synthetic fiber plant, and sugar mills, employing about 22,000 people, were taken over by the Janata government without any justification whatsoever, and the challenging circumstances literally brought me to my knees. I could see no way out of the innumerous and mounting difficulties that surrounded me. It was not only challenging, it was actually unnerving. I had to begin afresh, and let me tell you, it was not very easy. I had to struggle, work hard day and night, dealing with obstacles, difficulties and frustrations. And I am happy to say that I became very successful in my efforts. And the most important part was that I did not compromise with the ethical values and principles which I imbibed from my parents and grandparents. And honestly, it was because of the ethical principles that I not only survived, but excelled in my efforts to rebuild myself. Whenever we are faced with morally charged situations, We are guided by personal, family and cultural values, tenets of our religious beliefs and personal philosophies, past experiences, prior knowledge and maybe general understanding of what morality means. In fact, the complexity and ambiguity of ethical challenges can be daunting, and it may not be that simple and easy to take a course of action which can be sustained or considered ethical from all perspectives. So how to do that? How to ensure that we remain ethical in our conduct and get the needed success in our business and professional efforts? Well, throughout my life so far, I remember I have been using a framework for a course of action. I would like to share that framework with you, which I believe has been practical framework for ethical reasoning. In fact, the search for a single, all-encompassing framework that will enable us to confidently determine the morality of an action has attracted philosophers for times immemorial. But to say the least, such moral philosophy has its strengths and weaknesses. And to get a universal framework that will work in all the situations is not very easy. So I tell you what I have been doing in order to ensure that I test a possible action by examining it from multiple ethical perspectives. To put it simply, I always ask myself a set of questions that help me to assess the ethical implications of a course of action. While many of us may believe that we approach some assessments with all of our reasoning powers, we actually first come to moral judgments with the help of our gut feelings and not through rational analysis. So most of the times, we depend on instinct and emotion that might result in nearly instantaneous judgments that we make about morally charged situations. Rational analysis, in fact, comes as a second step after the first response. Whenever I was faced with two options: one, high profits but sacrificing ethical values, and two, loss but keeping ethical values intact, I have chosen the latter, and I have never been a net loser. So I sincerely believe that business can be made both profitable and sustainable by being ethical. I've been using a simple formula, and I will also propose the same framework and formula for others. I have always benefited from having a set of intuitive and practical questions to apply to the situations I found myself in. These questions actually present powerful and distinctive approaches to moral reasoning, and they include the following. 1. Am I comfortable with the likely consequences of this action? 2. Am I meeting my duties and respecting others' rights? 3. Am I respecting the community and its norms? 4. Am I meeting any commitments and my organization's values, mission, vision, and commitments? Well, these are some of the questions that may guide us in taking the right course of action. I am sure that this conference will throw some light on several other issues related to ethics and values in Indian society. I thank you all for the patient hearing. Thank you.